Hey guys, welcome back to Sales Academy. Now, by now we're talking about the what ifs. What if that person you're trying to speak to, you got past the gatekeeper and they actually walked out. The gatekeeper says, there's Michael's here to see you, and you were able to convince them enough, and they're kind of interested. They want to see who's this Michael coming out. I'm Michael, obviously, right? So your key person, the person who you want to speak to, the decision maker, because you obviously already researched and found out that this is the right person that needs to come out and you need to talk to. So they come out, right? Now, let's talk about the common objections. That's right, common objections, because these are the things that you're going to face. You're going to face the fact that these people may have certain objections because you haven't showed value enough to them for them to want to actually meet with you. Now remember, everything that we do, whether it's cold calling or a cold walk-in like what we're talking in this video series about, you guys have to understand one thing, right? And that is the fact that we are intruding into these people's lives. We are taking their time. We are technically stealing that, right? We are technically, instead of them being able to concentrate on what they're doing, we are trying to remove them from that to hopefully share some value with them, share our information with them, because, your job is to be able to hopefully provide value, right? Now, you also have to come to the understanding to the part that objections is part of the game. Now, a lot of people who fail in sales, who fail in marketing, they let the objections get to them easily. And that's the thing, guys. Objections is part of the game. And you cannot let it be the reason why you quit what you're doing. You don't want to make it be the reason why you quit that potential client of yours. Because you yourself do a lot of objections. How many times have you said no to someone? How many times have you said that you're busy for someone and pretty much push them out? So you do it yourselves. So don't get mad if other people do it to you as well. Now, the thing though is there's a lot of thoughts when it comes to objections. And, the truth is this, right? For most salespeople, the experts, the experienced ones, the ones who are earning lots of money, when they hear an objection, they actually appreciate that because they know what they need to say afterwards. They know that there is a cadence to the whole thing. They know that if they follow certain patterns, if they follow their scripts or talk tracks, they know how to respond. They can keep on going. And the truth is this, per study, it takes about 5 to 7 touches before somebody makes a decision to actually want to buy a product, use a service. And the first objections is just the beginning. What they say is you need to get 5 to 7 no's before you finally get a yes. Per potential client, per potential customers, right? And when you hear an objection, don't assume you understand the reason why that customer is objecting. Because there's so many different reasons. It could be valid reasons, it could be invalid reasons. The question that you have to ask is what you need to do to move on to the next step. Buy yourself another 30 seconds. Every single thing that we're doing from the moment that we contact a person is we're trying to buy another 30 seconds of time rather than leaving, right? So we have to have that understanding. Now, what are the typical common objections? Well, there's pretty much hundreds of objections you're going to be seeing, you're going to be facing, and that's just the truth. But really, it lands a little bit into 3 main categories when it comes to sales and marketing. And it's just there's several hundreds of, iterations of these type of objections. But number 1, it's they're not interested. They're going to say that. How many times have you said that you're not interested in something but eventually bought it? How many times have you said that I don't need it now, right? I don't need it now means I'm not interested now. You say you're not interested now, but eventually you end up purchasing it. So that's the thing you have to understand, that fine, they're not interested. The reason why they're not interested more likely is because they don't see the value in it for them, and you haven't received enough trust. You haven't received enough, feedback from them that you can show them the value. So when it comes to objections, I'm going to give you a couple samples on how to go past certain objections. But you have to understand, like, we actually have a full training program just on objections itself. Because this is something that's going to be expected in sales, in marketing. So if somebody says that they're not interested, don't let that be the only thing that's going to get you by. Like, here's another way to say, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. They're going to say, instead, we're already working with a company like yours. I already purchased that product just like that. I'm not interested. So if somebody says that they're not interested, you're going to say, hey, I understand that, Mr. Customer. So you want to acknowledge the fact that they said the objections. I understand that you're not interested. Other than the fact that you're not interested, is there any other reason that you can't give me 3 to 5 minutes of your time just for me to be able to share some information with you and to find out more about your company? Right? I recognize the objection. I cancel it out. And now I'm going to move on. I need 3 to 5 minutes. I need to move on to the directions. Buy me another 30 seconds. Buy me another minute. Buy me another 3 minutes. Buy me another 5 minutes. Right? If they say that they're too busy, I don't have time. I'm too busy. I'm in a meeting. I got to go. I got to leave. Come back another day. Right? So many different ways of saying I am busy. Right? Hey, Mr. Customer, I understand that you're busy. And if you're just like the customers that I work with, that they're always busy because they always want to work and they always want to hustle. Other than the fact that you're not busy, is there any other time that maybe I can take 3 to 5 minutes of your time just to share some information and find out more about you, and if my company can fit the needs of yours? Right? Because that's the thing. I'm too busy. They're worried about time. Has it ever happened where you met somebody, they come to you or they surprise visit you and you're like, oh my God, when is this person going to leave? Well, guess what? That's what they're saying. They're saying, when is this person going to leave? I don't know nothing about him. And my problem is this, I got to go do something else. So this is when you do what they call a false time constraint, which is meaning that, because they're thinking you want to take 20, 30 minutes and rob them of an hour of their time for the day because they're busy. But by me saying, like, listen, I just need 3 to 5 minutes of your time, that's me saying, I value your time. Okay? So that's just one way to go past that objection, to buy you the other 30 seconds. The other main objection that happens a lot is, it costs too much. I can't afford it. Right? And that is another big thing, right? Because, yeah, a lot of people can afford it. But here's the thing. Have you ever purchased something before that you can't afford? Really? That it's really off your budget and you just wanted it so much because, I don't know, it makes you feel good? And you bought it? And after you bought it, you have that little buyer's remorse and you're saying like, oh, why did I buy it? But it makes me feel happy. Or I need it anyways. If it's a need or if it's a want, right? And that's the thing. People always say, it's not in our budget, but everyone always goes over their budget. And so, once again, it's just another objection. But the thing though is, you need to find out what's going on. Is it the cost? Or do they don't see the value yet on that particular investment? Right? That's the thing. So how are you able to respond to that? And so what you guys have to understand is knowing how to go past those objections, to buy another 30 seconds, to have that meeting. Because you can't build full value yet unless you actually have the meeting. You first need to convince that person you're talking to, that person who came out of their office to the front desk to speak to you, to build value for your product and your company and your services. Like for example, if we're going after physicians sometimes and we want to be able to maybe provide services for their patients, their value problem, it's not they can't afford it, is that some companies like, my previous companies that I've owned and operated sometimes don't offer those insurance, don't accept those insurance. So that can be a problem. Or if I'm providing some type of service, pretty much sending nurses to a patient's home, right? That it's private duty, they have to pay out of cash. Can they afford it? So you need to be able to make sense of it. Like, if you have a big box product that you're trying to sell someone, what you have to look into that is that, all right, not everybody has money to pay things cash, but can you offer a payment plan? Can you offer a net 30, net 60? Or can you be able to provide a lease? Can you do an installment plan? Do you guys have a plan where it is, lease to buy options? So that's where your company needs to be able to make that decision if you're selling a product or service. Is can you offer them a payment plan? Can you offer them a way to extend that? But then at the very same time, is let's say something costs 90, let's just put a number out there. Let's say it just costs, $90, for example, a month, right? Now I can say, you know what, Mr. Customer, this is $90 a month. It's a month to month, payment option. There's no contracts available. But the truth is this. It's not just $90 a month. It's actually only $3 a day. So I just want to be able to show you the value of this product. It's only $3 a day to be able to accept these type of services of ours, because we want to be able to provide that. So just imagine, what's the potential income to increase your revenue by using our services? So I'll drop it down and say it's $90 a month, right? I can then take it to the next level and literally tell them like it's $90 a month. It's 1,080 a year, but the truth is it's only $3 per day to use our services, to use this product of ours. And what's amazing is this, Mr. Customer, right? We can set you up with a weekly payment plan, bi-week, bi-monthly, monthly payment plan, whichever works for you. And guess what? There's no contract available. All you need to do is pay once, try it out. If you don't like it, then my job here is to cancel that services, take the services back from you, but at least you were able to try to see if it works. But the thing, Mr. Customer, is what if this product can actually help your company? It doesn't matter what you kind of plug in there, what product, what service, what company that you have, and then you're going to add, like, can I take 3 to 5 minutes of your time? I just want to be able to sit down with you. So that is the key right there, is how to have a response to buy yourself your 30 seconds. Objections is one of the biggest things you're going to face. And you're going to face that from the gatekeeper. You're going to face objections from your own self. Like, you're going to say, well, like, I got to do this. I'm busy. I can't make any cold walk-ins today. I can't make any cold calls today. You're going to create your own objections. It's going to start with you first before you make the decision to move on. And then you will hit a notch every step of the way. It's how you handle the objections. But here's the thing, if you don't know how to handle objections, if you don't know that you're going to expect these from happening, if you come in ill prepared, well, that right there is the biggest problem that you're going to face. And that's why you should prepare. And that's why, you're watching this training series, is because we want to actually prepare you to face this, to know how to respond to things. And like I said, some people say, I don't want scripts. That's the thing. A lot of people will say to us, well, Michael, I don't see the value in your training because I don't want to seem like I'm fake by using scripts. But here's the thing, guys. Everything starts with the scripts, but you have to make it your own. I mean, you're not going to stand there, grab the script in front of them and read it. That's going to look fake. And sometimes people, they want to seriously just go ahead and, memorize the whole script, but then don't know how to deliver it correctly. So that's where it is the delivery of the whole thing as well. You have to know how to do presentation. We spend a whole training series just talking about presentation. But objections is something you need to be able to learn. So you should learn how to be able to do prospecting. That's a whole training series we have. You should know how to do presentation. You should know how to do cold walk-ins. You need to know how to do cold calls. That's why we seriously want to prepare you with all the training programs that we are offering right now for you guys. So make sense of that, right? Okay, so on the next video, we're going to talk about body language, when you're walking in. It is such an important thing, right? Body language, appearance, even, you have your verbal and your nonverbal communication. That's important to learn. All right, so let's go ahead and stop the video. If you need to, repeat the video again. And if not, let's move on to the next one. Hey everyone, we want to be able to invite you to our 10xpatientreferrals.com, where we have our online home health marketing academy that's going to be able to help either a home health, home care, or hospice agency increase referrals, increase their census, and create a profitable company. Now, at this very moment, you're going to have access to these information through these training, marketing to physicians, how to get to hospitals, how to be able to get into nursing homes, and much, much more at a month-to-month basis with no contracts needed. It's just month to month. Now, guess what? We are offering you guys for a limited time 50% off any one of our plans. Just choose which one is going to be able to work better for you. So just stop by the 10xpatientreferrals.com at any given moment. So these are the plans that are available, whether it's the gold, the silver, or the platinum plan. Most people go for the gold plan, but it's up to you what's going to work for you. We definitely want to be able to have you come in and work with us. So here's two choices. Go to 10xpatientreferrals.com or click the link down below. Take advantage of this right now at this very moment and sign up with us. We would like to thank our sponsors of this video. And over here at 10xpatientreferrals.com, our goal is to provide you guys amazing information on every single one of our videos. So medicationreminderprogram.com provides daily medication reminders for your patients. They call your patients twice a day to remind them to take their medications. What happens is a top reason of hospitalization for senior citizens is not taking their medications. So this program allows you to be able to keep your patients and not lose any revenue, but at the very same time, it allows you to stand out when you are marketing to other referral sources because you're providing more services, more programs than the competition around you guys. The next thing we want to be able to share with you guys is they have 3 different packages available for you at this very moment. Choose which one works for you. If you're an agency that's just starting up and you have less than 10 patients, you can go with the silver plan. Or if you have 50 patients, you can go with the gold plan. Or if you have up to 100 patients, it is only the choice to use the platinum plan. But guess what? It's up to you which one works for you guys. For a cost of as little as 33 cents per patient a day, it is worth everything for you guys. The next thing is homecareansweringservice.com. It's an answering services for your agency. So if you want to be able to have us handle all the calls for you in the weekends or the off hours when your business office is closed, we can definitely do that. Or we can even answer your calls for you during the day as well. Allows you to be able to do everything for your company. So homecareansweringservice.com is your solution for answering your calls on a timely manner. Now, before we continue on to the video, just need to be able to take a few seconds of your time. And so we want to be able to ask you a question. Are you looking to gain more referrals for your agency, your home health, your home care, your hospice agency? We want you to be able to join us at our online marketing bootcamp that has over 7.5 hours of training. When you actually watch our bootcamp and join our online marketing bootcamp training, so sign up for a limited time at 10xpatientreferrals.com